Yeah, that really surprised me because, usually in this race I've been started third and seventh or something, and this is the first time I started on the pole. And, I'm the guy that I had to decide when we were going to come in because I couldn't follow any of the good guys, but we figured we couldn't pit any earlier than lap 42, and we came in 42. And I don't know how much fuel we have left over, but maybe next year we'll pit a little earlier. And, I got to give my crew a lot of credit for getting me where I finished today. We had a heck of a good pit stop, and, everything worked out pretty good. And Tony File with the motor, he did a heck of a job on that. He had a few more horses this year, and that made us run up front.
Okay, a good day here for the pole sitter, finishing second.
Billy Pauch finishes second behind Bob McCready. Interesting that of the top 5, 4 of those drivers had their best finish ever in this race. Of course, Jack Johnson is a 2-time winner, and he wound up third this afternoon. Rick Jeffrey finished 4th. That's his best in this race. And Charlie Rudolph wound up in the 5th position, his best finish here. C.D. Colville was 6th. Danny Johnson, after that flat tire, heartbreaking in the late stages of the race, came back to finish in 7th. Kenny Johnson wound up 8th. Kevin Collins was 9th. As we mentioned earlier, his car owner, injured, couldn't be here today, had to sit it out in the hotel. Alan Johnson, after making 3 pit stops on the day, wound up with a 10th place finish. He's another former winner.
4 Johnsons in the top 10, Mike. 4 of them.
We're going to go down to Jerry Garrett. He is with the driver who finished 4th today in a car that he just bought this week.
It was a pretty good outcome for a brand new car, but he did have a few problems with it.
Yeah, we had problems getting it into high gear, and I had to just kill the motor and keep it in high gear on our pit stops and take off. But the Cylinderizer Southgate oil car with VP fuel, that sucker just ran all day. We couldn't be happier, I'll tell you. Just a little stroke of luck, I think we could have had it, and we'll be back next year to do a little better.
Congratulations.
Hey, we thank you all for coming very much. Thank you.
Now that's Rick Jeffrey. He completes weekly on asphalt. He runs some dirt races, and you can tell he runs super speedways by the way he gets all his sponsors in the interview in one sentence.
He's practiced at that, isn't he?
Well, it is a popular victory for Bob McCready, judging by the reaction of this mammoth crowd here in Syracuse, and it's a well-deserved one. Many of these folks come here year after year to this event, and they all saw McCready lose one the hard way last year. With the late pit stop, he came back and time ran out as he finished 3rd. Today he's in victory lane in what well may be the biggest win of his career.
It certainly is, and it's an impressive forward movement for Bob McCready. A few years ago, he didn't even have a garage in which to work. Now he's got a car that's a factory car. He's got a lot of sponsors beside him and a lot of people that believe in him. And there he is on victory lane.
And he's also got a very fat back pocket. You look around the garage area here, and cars go home in semi-trailers, enclosed trailers. McCready's is in an old, beat-up, rusted, open-wheel trailer, but now he's going to be able to afford to buy a new one. And don't forget, he'll have the new Corvette pace car to tow it with if he so chooses.
I'll bet he won't put a dime of that under the trailer. It will all go into cars, tires, and motors, Mike.
McCready, a total of $62,000 in cash, contingency prizes, the value of the pace car, the $2,500 Miller Diamond Championship ring, and the other awards that go with winning the biggest race in dirt track stock car racing. For Jerry Garrett and Dick Berger, this is Mike Joy congratulating Bob McCready on his tremendous win today in the Miller American 200.